Remember, it's not a mistake, it's a feature. We're back on the build today, and it's gonna be a button-up day. That means we're just trying to finish a lot of little things that we haven't gotten to. You finish the big things, you move on to the next big thing. Well, we've gotten all of the PEX plumbing in place for all the fixtures inside the house, all the water supply. We gotta come around and armor up all these studs so that we don't have to worry about someone accidentally driving a nail or a screw through that and rupturing one of those pipes. Now, we did a little bit of that in this big bathroom. Then I actually pulled back out of there and reworked that, so I've got some more spaces that are gonna need some attention. While we're doing that, there are a couple places. That's amazing to me. These beams, we got these beams in last November. And so you still have some sap action oozing its way out of these beams after 2 years. That's crazy to me. So we've got a few areas up here that I need to tighten the pipes up, just to tack them in, put some organizers on them just to hold them in the correct space. But we've got everything pulled through. That's gonna feed the kitchen sink. So once again, today is just a button-up day. So we're gonna get on it and start swinging hammers. Put them both together because I know that we've got a 3/4 inch line that's going to be coming down the same way to feed the spigot outside of the pump.
Oh, got you.
So we're armoring everything that has any place that's got a hole drilled through where you have electricity or a pipe, we'll armor it. Maybe got a lot more electricity to be pulling, but right now we're just gonna go around and armor up everything that we can find that's got anything going through a hole. So right here, I'm gonna use 2 of these. And that way nobody can drive the nail through it. You got the ones that are about half this size. So if you got one that's just going through a single stud, or one pipe, or one piece of electric, use that.
It's hard to believe that another summer is coming to an end, and we still have so far to go with this house build. Essentially, we have been building for 2 years now. Even though we had a foundation already done, 2 years ago we began building this house in earnest. We started by erecting a few simple interior walls, and I believed at that time that we would be done in about a year. I was naive. I knew that some challenges would come our way, but I didn't know what kind of challenges, and I certainly couldn't have foreseen the things that have occurred in the last 2 years. And still, we've managed to build a house. We have doors, windows. It's a full structure. It just isn't finished yet. Days like today these button-up days are a drag, but they really are essential because there are lots of things that you have to finish before you can move on to the next thing. We are chomping at the bit to move on and get some electricity in this house.
These double top plates up here, this wall is not load bearing, but it is fastened to the wall on both sides, and it is going to have shelving systems on it, so I do want it to be as strong as possible. So instead of just putting metal plates in the front here, I decided to go ahead and put these double stud shoes on here. And the reason I had to open it up on one side is because on the top of both of these pipes, I have a fitting. I've got a 90-degree fitting at the top of both of these pipes, and it just wouldn't fit around that fitting. So fits perfectly now. And screwing it in here, 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 and then nailing it there should add some strength to the whole thing. There you go. That is perfect. Now, that's going to help stabilize this 2x4, but I'm going to replace this 2x4 with another one on the other side of it, so that in total the wall maintains the strength that it has. I'm going to put one or two 2x4s over here to the side of it, and that will adjust it so that the distance is acceptable for the load that it's bearing. Well, we took a break, had lunch, and we're back on it. You'll notice this wall has a couple plug outlets right over here and a couple right over here. So you've got a light switch located right there, plug, a switch. Why do we have a switch there? I don't even remember.
Because we're gonna have a desk right here and one at like
So we're gonna have a whip up top. So you want to be able to control a wall light with that.
yes,
Okay.
yes, the desk is right here.
So we're gonna go back through here and we're gonna revisit the way we've got all these lights designed, and then we're gonna start drilling holes and pulling wire again. That's fine. Yeah, you want me to hit your hand? Okay, stop.
I was given some good advice by a friend who had a house built. Put more electrical outlets than you think you want, and put them everywhere. Doing it right now is trivial. Trying to add something later is very complicated.
Fine.
That's perfect.
Almost fine. There you go. so I need a switch to turn on the plug-in light.
Right.
Trying to do the work and shoot the camera footage yourself gets a little difficult sometimes, and unfortunately sometimes I make mistakes. That's what I did right here. I had just cut a couple pieces of wood for another bump out wall over in the guest bathroom, and somehow I messed up the shooting of it, and at the same time I messed up the cutting of the wood. So I had to go back and recut it, and unfortunately I need a treated all-weather 2x4, and I'm all out of those.
This is actually a cutoff from one of the sill plates that went around the foundation of this building. It was one of the first things, it was actually the first thing that we did with wood here. I've been hanging on to it that long, and it came in handy. All right, guys, here is a little wall building tip for you if you've never built a wall. Interior walls are built with 93-inch studs. This is in America. I don't know what it is in some other country. But in America, they sell 93-inch studs. It's not a 2x4. 2x4 would be 96 inches. These are 93-inch studs. When I started this, I didn't know that. Now, I spent years and years watching This Old House and all these different build shows because I was always interested in this kind of thing, but I had never actually built a new wall. I'd renovated plenty of things. Whenever I renovated anything, I measured it, cut it out of a 2x4. Whatever I needed. If I needed a new stud, I measured it, cut it out of a 2x4. I had seen 93-inch studs. I had no idea what they were for, and I never thought to ask. What they're for is you have a bottom plate that's 1.5 inches thick, because a 2x4 is 1.5 inches, not 2. So it's 1.5 inches thick. You've got a 93-inch stud on top, and then you've got a double top plate. That brings the height of your wall up to 97.5, because it's 4.5 inches for 3 of these, right? That gives you enough for your 8-foot piece of drywall to have a 1/2 inch underneath and a little bit at the top, because your top piece of drywall for the roof is going to go above that. So that leaves you just a little bit of a gap at the bottom so they can put some trim up, and then if you have anything there on the floor, cement or anything else, it's not going to wick moisture up into the drywall. I did not know this, and I was cutting all of my walls to be 8 feet exactly, which meant I had to make my studs 91.5 inches. So on that side of the house, everything's 91.5 inches. My son-in-law came up here and helped me and caught that mistake and told me about it, but I'd already started. So we finished that side of the house at 91.5, and this side of the house is 93 inches for the studs. And since I'm getting ready to stick these 3 studs in that wall over there, I've got to cut them down to 91.5 inches. I'm sure the drywall guys are going to have a great time on that side of the house.
Yeah, this one looks so cool.
Can you hand me one of those studs behind me?
This is an N.
was that?
Want a Gatorade?
Yeah.
I think I have Gatorade. I think I give the water to the dog.
Okay. Now we used up most of the little nails, the little armor plate nail things that we had for all the electrical wire and the plumbing, and we're still here. We still got daylight. This needed to be done, so we went ahead and we made this little bump out wall once again, because I came up from 5 feet down where all the waste plumbing is, and where it came to the floor, I was off by a couple inches. So it is what it is. What we've done with it is we've made a little accent wall. It's gonna stick out 2 inches, and it's just gonna be a little place that Jafana has some artwork hanging. So we're gonna use it as a feature. Remember, it's not a mistake, it's a feature. Well, that's about all I've got left for the day. I think we got a lot done today. It was a lot of little ticky-tack stuff, but it had to be done, and it's nice having it done. So it looks like my crew is ready for me to go. Everybody's waiting. Fans in the truck. Hey, Paulo. Yeah, he's ready to go too. So, well, I'm gonna leave you guys with a quick flyover of the place just to see what it's looking like right now. Everything is growing crazy. We're hoping to do something about that real soon. We'll see y'all next time.